Hello and welcome to your twin flame reading for the divine masculine and the divine feminine and the current union energy going on for you and your twin flames. So today I have the Moonology Oracle by Yasmin Boland. I was feeling those moon cards. Not a particular reason, but just it has been a little while since I pulled them out, so that's what you are going to bear witness to today, is the flipping of the moon card to see what's on the other side. And me too, because I don't know. I shuffled them all and I put them down as usual. So, we'll just get started then. I have 3 cards and we're gonna start with the union energy today. Mix it up a little bit. So the middle card that we have here is your commitment is being tested. Ooh, sounds like a soap opera. So where in your life are you choosing drama or control or something? And so, go to that place and just recognize that that's not of you. That's not who you truly are. And you can choose to let that go and to love yourself, release any guilt or shame in those places. And also work through any upsets that you have around either like rejection or ghosting or, on any level. No matter where you're at your twin flame journey, just if there is something coming up for you around commitment and also commitment to your life purpose too, then just choose love in that place. Just choose to love yourself and focus on yourself. So it's just pointing you back to God being your source and not your twin flame. And that is the most compassionate thing for you to do, because that's your ascension journey, essentially. And it's a little smoky over here, not just from the Palo Santo today, but also from the fires near Los Angeles. I don't live super close, but close enough to enjoy some smoky weather. So, so don't fret or anything, because this is actually taking you deeper into commitment, and also because you never need to really fret. But this is truly taking you to the next level, but in so doing, you're going to be pointed out, the vibrations that are no longer in alignment as you're vibing higher, and, that stuff needs to go, right? And this also speaks to poverty consciousness, and are you going to hold on to poverty consciousness in this place, or are you going to heal through it and let it go? And you can always just choose not that. You might say or think like, why would I choose that? I don't, but it's actually very common in some way, even if you're very wealthy, even in certain ways, to sit in like a poverty or a lack consciousness, and it's really self-abusive and not serving, but it's really I don't know, it's like a good or an easy way for ego to kind of try to get you. But luckily, that's not real, and poverty is not actually a real thing. Everyone can be perfectly wealthy for their soul design, which means like everyone having their own personal needs and desires met. And of course that is going to look different on the outside, but just know that like you truly standing in your glory and light is never in any way like stopping anyone else from doing that. So if you're given an opportunity or something like that, as long as you're doing stuff in integrity, there's never a reason to feel bad about you being shown how you've just been loving yourself. It's like, oh, I loved myself here, and oh, I gave here, and look, I received. I mean, no surprise, right? So it's nice to appreciate all of that in life. And just keep grounding into that next level of commitment, and don't be afraid to look at those uncomfortable places and say, hey, no thanks, I don't choose this this misalignment here. I choose love here. So we'll move on now to the Divine Feminine, because that way we'll save the Divine Masculine for last, and hopefully you'll either watch till the end, or maybe you'll skip ahead because you only want to see the Divine Masculine card. I hope not. I hope you want to see both. Surrender to the Divine, Full Moon. Well, this is really like what I'm getting from these cards now that I'm seeing the first one, the two side cards for the DM and the DF. Oh, it's so pretty, by the way. It's like glowing, really glowing. What a good job with this picture. But yeah, is that the best way to just like let this whole sort of challenge that you're overcoming be easy is to remember to completely surrender. So completely surrender to the Divine. It doesn't mean like, doing nothing or something. It's a state of being. It's being surrendered, not like attaching yourself to control or an outcome, but just being with God and letting God love you there, and let God move through you, and let God show you the next step, and relax into deeper peace. And just let go of that like expectation that you have, or that like, why isn't this happening, or like, oh, I knew my twin flame was the hugest asshole ever. See, you can let all that go, and just love yourself there, and love your twin flame in that space instead. And you can always choose that, even when you're going through an upset and like really like not having it. You can still move through it with love, and then it'll get easier, and those upsets will really begin to transform and be not overbearing, and then eventually you'll truly like be in perfect union, and no more upsets. But yeah, you're on your way just by choosing to love yourself, and you're making it easier for yourself every time you do that. So surrender completely, not part of the way, but completely. Divine Feminine. Okay. For the Divine Masculine, upside down, emphasis on the DM. Maybe that was the other card upside down. I didn't notice. Bring love into the situation. Well, that's your advice, is to bring love into the situation, into this dark place. You're in a new moon here, and whereas the Divine Feminine's in a full moon, and surrendering like into her light and peace, and you get to enjoy that light and peace too. You get to bring love into the situation. And, that's not, because the Divine Feminine's energy is not like from her, it's from God, right? So you and your twin flame are one, and so like as you're like cultivating that within, you are cultivating that for you and for your twin flame. And so the Divine Feminine, beyond surrendering, can really choose to not hoard her love, and to give her love to her Divine Masculine twin flame. Right, almost said Divine Feminine twin flame. That wouldn't make sense, would it? But yeah, so it does look like that here, this Divine Feminine. I guess that's why I was like looking at her. And it looks like she's pouring something good, but it's like all around her, right? And so it's like by pouring your love into what you do love, and that includes your life purpose too, and especially God and yourself, and then your twin flame, and but you're not losing anything. See how it just like comes right back to you in like this like huge wave? It's like, how is all of this coming out of here? It doesn't even make sense. So this is like what you're doing. It's like, oh, I'm loving, and oh, I'm like receiving this whole like wave of love. So yeah, there's nothing lost, everything gained in loving. And so the Divine Masculine is able to bring love into the situation, and also know that it's not just your love. Like, your love doesn't need to come from you, right? It comes from the divine, it comes from source. And so it's really about letting God more deeply into this dark place within. And the new moon, like being like that darkness is good, right? Like it's a place where things can really begin on a new level too. And perhaps some kind of universal truth that you're tapping more deeply into. And it might really just be about the twin flame journey and the teachings of Jeff and Shillian twin flames, and just like how it really computes in your own reality, but like a universal teaching, and how it's really helping you bring love into the situation. Because when you are loving yourself, you know the divine feminine is going to have a much easier time loving you too. Just, the way that it goes, right? It goes like that both ways. Magnetize your twin flame by loving yourself. So yeah, but that doesn't stop you from loving your twin flame, how you truly feel called to do that. And it's a really beautiful thing. So this is like the kind of antidote on both sides and all is one to like this little test here. And so yeah, that feels complete. And check out my links below. I've been mentioning this, but my divine masculine and divine feminine readings will be going up in price at the end of September. I just did another one today and it was fabulous. So yeah, definitely claim yours if that is something that your heart is calling for, and check out everything else that I do as well. Coaching, highly recommend. Really recommend getting that book in the links to Twin Flames Finding Your Ultimate Lover. Has the mirror exercise in it, very important. And I'm playing with these stones, they're a little bit loud. Yes, and like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye.